Hi, today I'm going to show you the next 10 tiers of the More Milestones mod. If you haven't seen the first part, you can find it in the info card or in the video description below. The mod is still in development. That means that in the future there can be some small changes. Let's start with the changes since the last video. In the first 10 tiers there are new costs for the milestone. You can see them now here. Additionally, under Aquila changed a lot of the old icons for the items and machines. Here are some examples. Let's move on with milestone number 11, Journey to Bauble, which costs 400 coal impurity dust. This milestone unlocks a new decoration, namely a picture from the hub, and additionally the copper pipes, which were made in the constructor out of 2 copper sheets. Let's move on with milestone number 12, Spartacus, which cost 50 complex steel versatile frameworks. First we have a new decoration, this time it's the biomass burner. Up next we have the hologram ramps, which are available in 4 colors: green, blue, red and white. All of them cost 6 plastic. Then we have a new item, the silicium fragments, which are made in the refinery out of silicia and they have oxygen as a side product. Up next the silicium ingots, which are also made in the refinery out of silicium fragments and water. Up next the steel sheets, which are made in the smelter out of steel ingots. And last but not least the concrete pipes, which are made in a constructor out of concrete. Let's move on with milestone number 13, a Trojan horse, which costs 200 planks, 200 hog cooked meat and 100 hog medium rare steak with his sauce. First with again a new decoration, this time it's the smelter and the new foundation, namely the rubber foundation, which costs 6 rubber. Then we move on with milestone number 14, first class, which costs 50 lighter and 200 nails. This unlocks again a new decoration, this time it's the constructor. Then we get an additional inventory slot, suitable to the rubber foundation, a rubber wall, which also costs 6 rubber. Then a new skin for the coffee cup, which costs 3 color cartridges and 1 plastic. Up next we have milestone number 15, Braveheart, which costs 100 wood beam and 100 compacted leaves. As always, a little decoration, this time the miner. Up next we have a new machine, namely the alloy foundry, which costs 30 copper pipe, 50 concrete pipes, 50 cheap concrete, 10 baby Keras adapter and 10 complex steel versatile frameworks. Then we have a couple of new items, starting with the weak aluminium ingot, which is made in the refinery out of impure liquid alumina. However, you get a bit of the impure liquid alumina back from it. Up next we have the aluminium screws, which are made in the assembler out of weak aluminium ingot and steel sheets. Then the light long screws, which are made in the alloy foundry out of aluminium screws, silicium ingots and steel sheets. Up next the light ingots, which are also made in the alloy foundry out of silicium ingots, iron ingots and weak aluminium ingots. Let's move on with the light alloy ingot, which is also made in the alloy foundry out of silicium ingots, iron ingots and weak aluminium ingots. Up next the light aluminium sheets, which are made in the assembler out of light alloy ingot and weak aluminium ingots. Then the light beams, which are made in the constructor out of light alloy ingots. Up next the light pipe, which are made in the constructor out of light alloy ingots. Let's move on with the light plates, which are made in the constructor out of light alloy ingots. Then the light rods, which are also made in the constructor out of light ingots. And last but not least the light thick plates, which are made in the assembler out of light plates and light long screws. By unlocking milestone number 15, we not only unlock milestone number 16, but also the first secret milestone, War Doctor, which costs 250 concrete pipes, 500 silicium fragments, 100 silicium ingots and 250 steel sheets. Which unlocks a gigantic More Milestones coffee cup, which costs, like the most decorations, 1 ficsit coupon. Up next we have milestone number 16, La Grande Illusion, which costs 200 briquet fuel. First we have a decoration, this time is a picture of the refined power mod. Up next we have new types of ramps, namely the rubber ramps, which always cost 6 rubber. Up next a rubber foundation, which is double the size of a normal foundation, which costs 24 rubber. One triple the size, which costs 54 rubber. A quadruple size, which costs 96 rubber. And a quintuple size, which costs 150 rubber. Let's move on with milestone number 17, the Raiders of Rohan, which cost 100 wooden roof and 1000 sawdust. First we have a new type of walkway, namely the glass walkway crossing and the glass walkway ramp. Then we have a lot of new decorations. First a picture of the assembler, a big dev, which costs 20 light plates, and a small dev, which also costs 20 light plates. Then we have a big and a small hawk, and both also cost 20 light plates. Then we have a medium pumpkin, which also costs 20 light plates. Then a small pumpkin, which costs 1 biomass. Then a gigantic and a small skull, also 20 light plates. Then we have a big and a small spider, here again 20 light plates. Then a big and a small spitter, here as well 20 light plates. Then we have a graveyard, which also costs 20 light plates. And a big and a small walker, which also costs 20 light plates. And last but not least we have the Halloween wood wall and the Halloween iron wall. The Halloween wood wall costs 5 wood and the Halloween iron wall costs 5 light plates. Let's move on with the next secret milestone, Red Platoon, which costs 20 plus 100 milestone cup, 100 light alloy ingots and 100 light ingots. Then to the next secret milestone, When Time Stopped, which costs 250 light beams, 200 light aluminium sheets, 200 light plates and 100 light long screws. Then we have another secret milestone, the Art of War, which costs 500 copper pipe, 200 light pipe, 1000 concrete pipe and 1000 steel pipes. Then we have milestone number 18, Warhorse, which costs 1500 curious printed circuit boards. With this we unlock 2 new items. First the Caterium plates, which is made in the constructor out of Caterium ingots. Then we have the packaged oxygen, which is made in the refinery out of Silicia. However, this has oxygen as a side product. Then to the decorations. First we have a picture of their lighted up mod. However, the lighted up mod isn't supported in update 4 because there are now lamps in the vanilla game. Next we have the snow foundation, which costs 100 packaged water. Then we have the huge Xmas mountain, which costs 200 economical cement and 100 packaged water. Next we have a Santa Claus statue, which costs 50 Caterium plates. Then as well for 50 Caterium plates, a penguin, paintable gift boxes, a snowman, a gingerbread and a small Christmas tree. Up next for 50 Caterium plates, a big Christmas tree. Next for 1 Caterium plate, garlands. Then we have for always 2 Caterium plates, wall bell, wall ornament paintable, and wall ornament green, white and yellow a massive. Up next we have a new type of stackable pole, where you not only can connect conveyor belts to it, but also pipes and power. The pole costs 2 light rods, 2 light plates and 4 light long screws. Then there is another new type of pole, namely the universal crossing pole, which is working the same way as the universal pole, but additionally you can cross 2 different types of lanes, which as well cost 2 light rods, 2 light plates and 4 light long screws. Let's move on with milestone number 19, Henry 5, which costs 100 curious organic piece and 50 baby curious adapter. First we have a new decoration, this time the coal generator. Then we have the light alloy foundation, which costs 20 light plates. Then matching a light plate wall, which costs as well 20 light plates. Next we have a new item, namely the light and strong versatile framework, which is made in the manufacturer out of light thick plate, light long screws, light beams and light rods. Let's move on with milestone number 20, Champ d'Arc, which is again a very big one, which costs 1000 copper pipe and 2000 concrete pipes. First we have 3 new decorations, starting with a picture of the teleport mod. Up next we have the Memorial of the Engineer Fallen Comrade, which costs 30 cheap concrete and 10 complex steel reinforced plates. Then we have the Alpine Memorial, which costs 1 ficsit coupon. Up next we have 4 different types of domes, starting with the massive big dome for 150 copper sheets. Then the paintable big dome for 150 iron plates. Up next the glass big dome for 150 plastic. And the blue glass big dome also for 150 plastic. Up next we have 12 new items, starting with the plastic pallet, which is made in the baby rock smasher out of plastic, although it has all impurity dust as a side product, which is also a new item. Let's move on with the stellar plastic. This is made in the alloy foundry out of plastic and SAM ore. Then we have the baby valve, which is made in the Curious builder and is made out of stellar plastic. Then we have the baby piston, which is also made in the Curious constructor out of stellar plastic. Let's move on with the multi-alloy toolboxes. Those are also made in the Curious builder out of wood, light alloy ingot, complex steel ingot and stellar plastic. Then we have the stellar box, which is made in a refinery out of stellar plastic. With the stellar box we can make the box sulfur acid, which is also made in a refinery out of sulfuric acid and the stellar box. Up next we have the baby pump, which is also made in the Curious builder out of small copper pipe, baby piston and baby valves. Let's move on with the baby miner head, which is made in the alloy foundry out of complex steel springs, complex steel ingots, stellar plastic and all-clad aluminium sheets. Let's move on with the superior baby Curious adapter, which is made in the Curious builder and is made out of baby Curious adapter, stellar plastic and multi-alloy toolboxes. And last but not least, the box impure liquid alumina, which is made in the packager out of impure liquid alumina and the stellar box. Up next we have new baby machines. But first I have to correct something from my last video. The baby machines are not the same as the normal machines. The baby constructor is 200% faster and needs 275% more of power. The refinery is as well 200% faster and needs 100% more power. The manufacturer is also 200% faster and needs 91% more power. The refinery is as well 200% faster and needs 67% more power. And last but not least, the foundry, which is also 200% faster and uses up to 150% more power. Now let's move on with the new baby machines. First we have the baby miner, which is 75% faster than the Mark III miner and only uses 67% more power, although it had 2 instead of 1 outputs, and costs 90 light long screws, 12 light and strong versatile frameworks, 90 superior baby Curious adapter, 7 cheap concrete chimneys, 20 golden copper wire, 10 small copper pipes and 50 baby miner heads. Up next we have the baby oil extractor, which is 200% faster than the normal extractor and uses up to 162% more power, and has, like the miner, 2 instead of only 1 output. The baby oil extractor costs 60 light long screws, 9 light and strong versatile frameworks, 90 superior baby Curious adapter, 7 cheap concrete chimneys, 20 golden copper wire, 15 small copper pipe and 75 baby pumps. And last but not least we have the baby water extractor, which is 100% faster and uses 75% more power, and has again 2 instead of only 1 output, and costs 45 light long screws, 7 light and strong versatile frameworks, 60 superior baby Curious adapter, 7 cheap concrete chimneys, 20 golden copper wire, 10 small copper pipes and 55 baby pumps. Up next we have a new type of conveyor belt, namely the baby speed conveyor, the normal belt and the conveyor lift. Both of them cost 1 superior baby Curious adapter and 1 light beam, and can transport up to 1500 items per minute. To compare, the Mark V can only transport 780 items per minute. Let's move on with the secret milestone number 5, the unwomanly face of war. To unlock this milestone, you have to unlock milestone number 20 and all the secret milestones before. The milestone costs 100 Caterium plates, 50 light and strong versatile frameworks, 300 light rods and 50 light thick plates. This milestone unlocks the remote hub terminal part 1, which you can use anywhere on the map as a second hub, which costs 500 nails, 100 wooden roof, 200 concrete pipes, 40 light aluminium sheets, 2000 computers, 1000 circuit boards, 1000 high-speed connectors, 50 AI limiters, and a remote hub terminal 1 part. Now you're asking, what is this remote hub terminal 1 part and how do I get it? This part is hidden on the map. right here. Just go to the end to the desert, and then you can see it right down here. Just press and hold E. Now the drop pod is empty and you got your remote hub terminal 1 part. Let's move on with the next secret milestone. The British are coming, which costs 5000 silicium fragments, 5000 aluminium scrap, 500 light rods and 2000 iron rods. Then we have another secret milestone, Unbroken, which costs 500 light thick plates, 500 smart plating, 2500 steel sheets and 2000 copper sheets. And then we have another secret milestone, War against all Puerto Ricans, which costs 5000 copper pipe and 1000 silicium ingots. This was milestone 11 to 20. Here we can see all the things we unlocked in the past 20 tiers. In the next video we will covering up tier 21 to 30. I hope I can help you a little with this video. Go and have a look at my Twitch account, it's linked in the video description. Subscribe and leave a like, and I wish you a nice rest of your day.